reframing them, reframing all of the whole solicitor qualification. And at 2020, we started preparing to offer the SQE prep course. So the fundamental question, I think, is a nice place to start is thinking about, well, what is the SQE? Now, some of you might have resounding knowledge of what the SQE is. Some of you may not have so much knowledge, but it's a nice place to just kind of just understand exactly what it is, what's incorporated in it, and why is it there. So the SQE is the new pathway to qualifying as a solicitor in England and Wales. The Solicitors Regulation Authority, they create this pathway with the intention to make becoming a solicitor much more flexible, attainable, and more accessible. They felt that the old route, which involved doing the LPC, which is now being phased out, was a bit more, it had a lot more challenges and barriers to it. And we'll get into a little bit more of a comparison with the LPC and the SQE in the later slides. So the SQE was fundamentally more accessible and flexible. So what you have to do with the SQE, you have to complete two-stage examinations, and that breaks down into SQE1, which involves mixed subject multiple choice questions, and SQE2, which is a bit more assessment-based. We could almost break down the whole SQE route into these four phases or four groups. So you've got the SQE1 and the SQE2. These are both the assessment parts of the whole SQE. Here is how the SRA tests the competencies of an individual. And in comparison to the LPC was fundamentally made to really make an individual at the level of a day one trainee solicitor. The SQE really tests the levels and makes an individual as a day one qualified solicitor. So there's a lot more preparation, a lot more knowledge that the SQE is providing an individual. You must complete the SQE1 before you can move to the SQE2. That is fundamental. You have to complete the SQE1 before you can move on to the SQE2. The third phase, what you can see, is what's called the qualifying work experience. And this is a huge part. And the SRA introduced this as a means to gain work-based experience within the legal sector. And what that involves is accumulating a period of 2 years, 24 months of full-time or equivalent of work experience. The nice thing is that you can gain that work experience across 4 different placements. And the placements as well, they can differ in terms of their length and duration as well. So you can have one which could equate to 12 months, and the other ones combined, other 3 can equate to another 12 months. It doesn't make a difference as long as there's 4 different placements and it all equates to 24 months work experience in total. The type of work experience that you can gain can be anywhere from paralegaling, pro bono work, working in a legal clinic, working in-house. Even if you undertook a training contract or internship, you can still count that as qualifying work experience. That's a nice thing. It does have to be signed off by a qualified solicitor from England and Wales. That is a must. And it must also satisfy the competencies which is outlined in the statement of the solicitor's competencies, which you can find in the SRA website. But that is, they state that, and it's to do with a bit more character and suitability. There is a few of them, but you have to satisfy at least 2 of them. But you can find a little bit more information on the SRA website of that. And then the final 4th one is character and suitability requirement. The SRA needs to ensure that you have a very clean and strong public record, background check, and also reference on character as well. It needs to be sufficed as well. So a couple of different things have to be met before they provide you with the full SQE. So just drilling down a little bit and going to breaking down the SQE1, SQE2, and I'll just give you a little bit of an overview of this. So the SQE1 exam, it's there, like I said, to prepare you as a day one solicitor as opposed to a day one trainee. That's the whole thing. So you can notice and you can see that there is a lot of subject areas which you will be tested by: business law and practice, contract, tort, dispute resolution, legal services, land law, solicitor accounts, wills and administration of the state. There's a lot there to really gain that knowledge. And that's there because they want to make sure that anyone taking the SQE is very well versed and very well prepped, that they can go into a legal law firm after completing their SQE and be the competency level as a day one solicitor. So there's 16 areas in total of law. And it feels like it's a lot more comprehensive than a LLB, what an LLB covers. The price to pay when you want to actually take the examination is set by the SRA. No provider will set this. This is set by the SRA. It's a fixed cost. Of course, it can go up depending on what the SRA puts it as. But if I'm not mistaken, that currently it sits on £1,622. How you be examined during your examination for the SQ1 exam, and we call it functional legal knowledge, FLK, is there'll be a mix of multiple choice questions. It will span across 2 days, and the test centres that you have to partake in are in London, Manchester, and Cardiff. So it's 2 days. You have to complete them both days. The tests are all online and they're computer-based. They are split into 4 different sessions, so 2 sessions one day and 2 sessions the other day. Each test lasts around about 2 hours and 33 minutes and is a mix of multiple. Oh,
yeah, you're back.
did I lose connection?
Yes, you disconnected and we don't see your screen any longer.
Oh, am I back now? Sorry, I think I lost connection there.
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, I'll just share my screen. Apologies for that.
Thanks.
Okay, so I don't know where I lost connection, but I'll just talk about the SQ1 examination. It's spread across 2 separate days. You do 4 sessions in total. They're split between the 2 days. In essence, you're doing multiple choice questions, 180 questions a day, 360 questions in total. SQ2, it's a bit more assessment-based. So the SQ2 cost price from the SRA, which it states, is £2,493. And it breaks down into an oral examination, which needs to be taken in the UK, and the test centres where to take it is Manchester, London, and Cardiff. And then you have to do a written examination. Now, the written examination, you don't have to take in UK. You can take it wherever you want. If I'm not mistaken, it is still observed, but you can take it across. And what that looks at is 12 aspects within law, and it's split within 3 days, so 2 sessions each day, and it consists of 1.5 to 1 hour 45 minutes of written examination. I think comes to the final big piece. So you do your SQ1, you do your SQ2, and then along the line there is the qualifying work experience to really fulfill your whole SQE journey. Now, the qualifying work experience doesn't necessarily need to be taken after or before or during. It can be taken at any time. There's no set time on when you can demonstrate or sign off or show you've gained qualifying work experience. It has to be for 2 years collectively work experience. It has to be from 4 different placements. But the benefit of this means of passing the SQE is it's more flexible than a training contract. As you're probably aware, training contracts, you'd have to do 2 straight years with a law firm that offers a training contract, which is super competitive. With a qualified work experience, you can actually use your previous experience that you may have, you can gain future experience that you want to gain, and just combine it all together. It just has to contribute to 24 months, 2 years, and satisfy the SRAs in terms of their competencies and all, and what they need to sign off with. It does have to be signed off by English and Wales solicitor. It does have to be signed off. And of course, there's a key thing here. So foreign qualified lawyers, there is some exemptions from qualifying work experience. There are a few exemptions from foreign qualified lawyers. So if you are qualified, please do check the SRA website or give us a call, and we can talk a little bit about exemptions and what you might be exempt with. So we move on to, well, is the SQE really right for you? Now, what we can compare it with is the LPC, which, again, it's being phased out. But if you compare the traditional route to the new SQE route, you can see a comparison here that it is supporting lots of different individuals financially, making it more flexible and accessible. Now, the cost-wise, a typical LPC route would have cost you anything between 11,000, 16,000 plus exam fees. The SQE, we do the SQE1 prep and the SQE2 prep, and you can do both of these preps if you need to for around about £6,000 plus examination fees. So there's a significant price difference there. With the traditional route, you'd have to do a training contract. As I mentioned, it's super competitive to do a training contract. There's only a few law firms, selected law firms that offer it, and there are so many more people that want to go into a training contract route. What the SQE does, it breaks down barriers and opens up more accessibility to people who have been paralegal for such a long time or just want a more flexible approach and a way of gaining their solicitor qualification. So there's so much more benefits. So why choose BARBRI? Why consider BARBRI? And by all means, it's not a sales pitch. I am purely creating employability here. So I do want to just share the information, but there is a lot to shout about in terms of what BARBRI has achieved to really put themselves in a really good position of saying that BARBRI should be a strong preferred provider of the SQE. And the numbers and the pass rates speak for themselves. As you can see, in the first sitting, BARBRI had pretty much the market share. They were the innovators and the leads of going through the SQE with students and getting them to take the examination. We actually had 300 plus students that prepped with us and sat the 1st November 2021 examination, whereas the total was just 1,090 across UK. So that's a massive, massive market share there. Of course, things have changed now, but our pass rates haven't. Our pass rates still average above the average. As you can see there, 77% is our pass rates, and the total average is 53. If you like the data, if you look at the data, you can see that we've pushed that percentage of the average to 53 by us raising the bar to 77%. We have a personal study plan, which I'll talk a little bit more in the next slide or so. But it is we have built such a good system in the US because the US is so in tune, so used to delivering online-based learning for legal preparation that we use the same model here. And it speaks for itself. Great ratings, great reviews, and good pass rates. Just very briefly, this is the SQE2, and as you can see, again, the passing of the SQE2 on average is pretty good, 77%, but you see another elevation of what BARBRI offers at 83%. So you can see a little bit different. So great feedback so far in terms of what we offer. So I mentioned the support around our personal study plan and around our prep courses. We are really fully flexible in learning and adapting. We understand this. We understand that our students that come to our study, they have so many different commitments. There could be work commitments, part-time work commitments. They could be focused on other matters. We understand that. So we want to make our courses as flexible as they can be. So our online learning is so intuitive, and it's got such a great algorithm that really adapts to individuals. So if you decide to do one of our courses, which I'll go into in the next few slides, we have 3 baseline courses: 20-week, 10-week, 20-week, and 40-week. Doesn't matter which you study, they're all recommended to suit individuals. Our actual study system will tailor the approach to you depending on how much time you have. So if you go into the 20-week course, but for whatever reason you lost 2 weeks, it will adapt and then shorten the time to make sure that it teaches you and guides you to learning the most important things. You have access to one-to-one personal learning coach. Although it's all distant learning, you're not alone. We have a group of fantastic learning coaches and tutors some have previous practice experience, some are non-practicing lawyers as well, but they come with wealth of expertise, knowledge, and they can support you in guiding you. You could book as many or as little one-to-one appointments with them, but please do use them. We also have top law tutors and lecturers to really provide you with expertise guidance and bespoke subject matter lectures and workbooks. We also have a range of different multiple choice questions that you can practice with in preparation to your SQE1. I think we've got over 2,400 multiple choice questions that you can really practice on before you take your actual examination. So there are different course lengths, as I mentioned briefly, that can really suit your individual circumstances. Depending, doesn't matter if you're a law graduate, a non-law graduate, if you're a qualified lawyer abroad, or you just are somebody who has other part-time, full-time commitments. We have 3 different baseline sort of courses available. We've got the 40-week course, which is really best for individuals that are from a non-law background, that need a little bit more guidance, a little bit more attention, a little bit more time to really focus on their learning. Also very useful for foreign qualified lawyers. And what we recommend is between 10 to 12 hours of studying per week. Then we've got our really focused 20-week course, which encourages you to take 20 hours a week of learning per week. And this is really tailored for law graduates from a UK university that graduated around about 3-ish years ago. And then we've got the Accelerate course, which is a really intensive course, 10 weeks, recommended for 35 hours of learning. You can do that during your commitments. And we recommend it for recent law graduates and graduates from a UK university. Of course, these are guidelines. You can decide what is best for you. We would obviously recommend what we feel is best of how we tailor these. And you can have a conversation with our sales team. Daria's on the call here today, and they've got such a large team that you can give them a call, talk to them, find out what's best for you. And these are just preparations for SQE2 as well. We've got 2 different courses, a 12-week and a 10-week, just the nature of what's needed with the learning there. I won't go into too much detail on this. So what do our students say? I mean, these are just testimonials from our students, which is always nice to hear, positive responses, because we want to make sure that what we offer, the product that we offer, is to the best level that our students enjoy, and they pass, and they have a good experience. And that's the key thing, good experience. And as you can see, we get wonderful comments such as, I've really enjoyed working with BARBRI, and I found the service very easy and useful and very helpful. Great to hear these things. So if you are considering possibly doing a course with BARBRI, and you do want to do SQE, there is a lot of funding and support available. We take very much an active approach to make sure we break down barriers, we open up opportunities, and we're flexible in our approach. So we've got what's called a BARBRI Bridge initiative. And through that BARBRI Bridge initiative, we have some scholarships. BARBRI Bridge is all about social mobility. So we seek funding to really increase diversity and inclusion and accessibility in the legal sector. So we work with a range of different law firms, charities, and universities to really achieve our goal and have so far committed around about £120,000 across the industry. And the scholarships feeds into that as well. So scholarships is one of the initiatives within our BARBRI Bridges initiative. And it's all about offering the opportunity and chance for anyone, for you guys to start your SQE journey, whatever the personal circumstances are. So, I mean, if you are interested and if you do fit into one of these categories, do find out more information, do submit your, whether it's a competition, whether it's an essay, do submit your piece of work because we're really keen of providing these scholarships to individuals so that you can have a good opportunity to undertake the SQE. I mean, we've got the public sector scholarship. So if you have a job offer or are employed at a charity, a not-for-profit or a public interest organisation, you can receive a discount of £600. We have an essay competition. We have a first-class honours. So if you are a student who have achieved a first-class honours degree in an undergraduate degree, you get 30% discount. We also have a humanitarian scholarship. And a humanitarian scholarship is open to those who can either prove asylum or refugee status or have been displaced due to war. So if you do fit into any of these categories, you can receive discount. It is worth mentioning, all of these scholarships are only applicable for BARBRI's SQE1 prep courses. They're not available for the SQE2, but they are available for the SQE1 prep course. So then we move on nicely to really my realm. As a careers and employability manager, this is the provision that we focus. This is a provision that I really focused on, and it's all about enriching the students that decide to do an SQE prep course and really preparing them in providing a comprehensive, robust employability service. So what does that mean? I mean, it's all about offering lots of different provisions that support an individual in gaining employability skills. Employability skills to make you employable, to make you better at gaining qualifying work experience, to gaining opportunities in another law firm. So some of the things that we have is we are very well connected and we are growing our connection in offering qualifying work experience opportunities. Now, at the moment, what we do, we work with a range of different legal partners, legal recruiters as well, that some of them offer us opportunities that we then upload onto our jobs platform. And also we support in getting students signed off with work experience. We also run lots of different events and workshops. So we have what we call an industry insight series, and that's all about bringing legal experts from different legal fields, whether it's legal tech, legal operations, to share an insight into what that industry is about, what they do. And that's building that commercial knowledge so you have a better understanding of different areas within law. We have career guidance, one-to-one support. So one-to-one support is available. We have two fantastic careers consultants, Jackie and Jane. They're brilliant, very knowledgeable, great level of expertise in their fields, all coming from a very experienced background. You can book a one-to-one appointment with them to just support you in navigating through your career. And you can have conversations and appointments with them to discuss a range of different topic areas, whether it be sending out an application, talking through an application, interview preparation, checking your CV to make it best version of CV that you can have, or just general careers advice, understanding what direction you want to be heading to and how you can get there. They're there to support you. All this service is completely included, and we always encourage people to book in and do meet them. And then we have the BARBRI Career Hub. And the BARBRI Career Hub is our e-learning portal, which brings together all of our provisions, our initiatives, our support, our advice, our guidance, all in one place. So you have a place where you can go and really start professionally developing yourself. So we have the capabilities of prepping you guys for psychometric assessments. So when you do take an interview and the interview is asking you to take a psychometric assessment or aptitude assessment, such as a situational judgment test, numeracy, verbal reasoning test, we have an application that can prep you for that. We have interview simulators here as well. They can take a virtual one-to-one interview with an AI, and it will actually provide you with feedback. We have an AI-based CV checker as well. So you can just upload your CV and it'll give you CV feedback there as well. We have a range of different careers content pieces, over 25 really focused legal specific careers content pieces to really widen your understanding of the legal sector, building out a commercial awareness, commercial knowledge piece, understanding how to tackle interviews, understanding how to better network yourself, so many different things there. So all of that is in our in-house e-learning platform, which we call Career Hub. So I think we're coming to a close here, and the fundamental, I mean, it's like I mentioned earlier, it's not a real sales pitch, but it's all about seeing what's best for you. And I know you must have lots of different questions. I haven't had a chance to look at a chat at the moment, but if any of you are interested or feel that you might be interested, please do just book in a call to just have a conversation with us. So you can visit our website, which we've got lots of different knowledge and Q&As there as well, frequently asked questions there. You can give us a call and somebody from Daria's team or Daria himself will pick up and is more than happy to just have that conversation with you and talk it through about eligibility, around exemptions, around some of the stuff we offer. So we are really there to support you the best we can. So if you are considering of choosing BARBRI or you have any general questions around about the SQE, please do stay in touch. Please follow us. Please book an appointment with us, and we'll be more than happy to just support you in that. I hope that's been useful. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'll have a little look if we possibly got any questions. Let's have a look.
Sandeep, we don't have questions in the chat, but I have a lot of questions, and maybe our guests also have questions, so I encourage them to ask. The first question is about Ukrainian lawyers. So as we all know that Ukrainian lawyers are exempted. So as I understand that there is general exemption and individual one. So general exception is for those who are kind of solicitors in Ukraine. So they need to provide the confirmation that they can have this bar practice in Ukraine, and they will be exempted. Individual ones, they need to, as on one of your slides was shown, that they need to provide some information, some confirmation that they have enough of practice in Ukraine, even though they are not qualified as solicitors in Ukraine. So to confirm that they have enough of practice qualifications so that they can be exempted. My question is, can you please give more details on the way this exception can be provided in both cases? If Ukrainian lawyers have enough documents, where do they have to run? Where do they have to upload their documents? Where do they have to call? Or what are the actions?
Daria, do you want to take that?
Yeah, I can answer this question. So basically what you have to do is you have to go to the SRA's website, and there's a link of qualified lawyers. So if you click on that link, they will direct you to another link that is a list of lawyers that are already exempted from SQE2. And I'm sure that Ukraine has been added to the list of the exemptions. So what you have to do is you just have to go to their website, direct the link, click on the link, provide the certified documents, because it depends upon the SRAs, what all documents they require. So once you provide them with the documents, you'll be getting the exemptions from them. As part of the individual exemption, you said that is not guaranteed for the lawyers, but they still can apply for it. It depends upon the SRA if they want to give the exemption or not. But as Ukraine has been added to the list, so all the Ukraine lawyers from the Ukraine, they are exempted from the SQE too.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So SQE2, right?
Yes, SQE too.
Yeah, I mean that's thanks, Starry. That's spot on, and I think yeah, I saw that Ukraine is on the list. You can see that from the website, and it is flagged up that it's the SRA, it's the SQE2 that they're exempt from, which is the important thing there as well. And it's just worth mentioning. SQE is such a new thing as well. There's so many. The SRA itself is very vague in terms of eligibility criteria, what counts, what doesn't count as well. And we get lots of cases where students are a little bit confused still. But the key thing is that a lot of the information is on the SRA websites, and sometimes it's just good to just give them a call, speak to somebody there to kind of go through individual cases. But in terms of kind of if you are a solicitor advocate, which I think Ukrainians become solicitor advocate, then there is an exemption of SQ2.
Yeah, thank you. So I do understand that BARBRI provides discounts for their course for Ukrainian lawyers as humanitarian program, right? So the question is, how much would it cost for Ukrainian lawyer to get your course?
So Ukrainian lawyer, I'll be taking up this question. Sorry, Sandeep. So Ukrainian lawyers will be getting a 50% humanitarian scholarship. So if the course fee is £2,999, just deduct the 50%, that is around 1,445, and you'll be getting that amount of scholarship from us.
So, and do you understand right that we just need to write you or call you or follow all those contact details just to provide this discount? What's the process?
No. So basically, once you go to our scholarship link, you have to fill a form. So our relevant team, the operations team, they'll be asking for certain documents, and once you provide those documents, then only you'll be getting the scholarship from us.
When the study starts?
Uh, so it depends what exam you're looking to go for. So there are two exams for SQB1 in the whole year. One's in January, the other one's in July. So it depends.
So if we say that Ukrainians are exempted for SQE1 and they need to do,
SQE2, sorry.
oh, sorry, yeah, sorry, that's my mistake.
Yeah.
From SQE2 and they need to do only SQE1. So if, for example, someone from us would decide to take this course, so when this course, when the education starts and when the exam is for SQE1.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to explain you. So we have two exams in the whole year. One's in January, the other one's in July. And we offer three courses. We offer a 40, 20, and a 10-week course. So if imagine you are looking to give the exam and you are telling me that, oh, you want to give your exams in January 2024 and you are interested in the SQE1 20-week course. So the course is starting on 28th August. So we have different dates for different courses. So if 40-week, there's another date for the 40-week course, but the exam will be in July. For 10-week, there's another date, but the exam will be in January. So it depends upon the student when he's or she's looking to give the exam. So then
Can
only
you
we'll be able
please,
to, yeah.
there are three education lines at the moment. So can you please tell to these three courses when they start? 10, 20, and 40.
Okay, so the 20-week course for January exam is going to start on 28th August. And the payment and the enrollment deadline for this course is on 22nd September. This is the SQE1 20-week course for January exam. The SQE1 10-week course for the January exam is going to start on 23rd October, and the payment and the enrollment deadline for this course is on 27th October. The SQE1 40-week course for the July exam is going to start on 28th August, 29th April, sorry, 29th April. Wait. Yeah, 28th August, sorry. It's going to start on 28th August, and the payment and the enrollment deadline for that course is on 31st May.
I think what might be helpful is we can send a follow-up email. But just on this point, all of our prep courses, the 10, 20, 40-week courses, they normally correspond with the exam dates. The exam dates are set by the SRA, and there are 2 exam dates per year. And we make sure that our prep courses in line, so you prepare and are ready to take one of the exam days at the closest sort of period of time. So whatever prep course you are or you're wanting to kind of go on to, it will prepare you for an exam date which is up and coming. But what might be helpful is just probably a follow-up email just to kind of state the different 10, 20, the 40-week course that we have, the dates, and obviously what they're preparing you for what exam in particular. I think that'll be helpful. And I'll send you also a link to the scholarship as well, how you can check out a little bit more information. There is a form on the website, and it does prompt you to think about what prep course you want to be going on to and you want to go on to prepare for a particular exam date. So then, yeah, we can have that conversation. And again, just want to reiterate, there will be continuous conversations with you as an individual to make sure that you are put on the most appropriate prep course, whether a 10, 20, or 40 week. And you will have that continuous conversation with the sales team and you decide you are happy to go with that prep course. And then you'll move on to our kind of operations team. And then you move on to, once you're onto course, you move on to our learning team as well. So there will be a continuous communication throughout your journey.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand if, for example, at your slide, it was written that you recommend to take a 40 weeks course for foreign qualified lawyers. So with regards, if to point on this course, on these 40 weeks, so I do understand that it starts, the education by itself starts on the 28th of August, right? So it's this month, at the end of this month.
So basically, as my colleague Sandeep just explained to you that we have different dates for the different exam. So imagine you are looking to give your exams in July 2024, right? And you are looking to go for the SQE 140-week course. I'm sorry the dates were wrong, but I found the right dates. So the course is going to start on 2nd October 2023, and the payment and the enrollment deadline for that course is on 24th November. So you can enroll for the course before 24th November 2023 for the SQE 140-week course. That will be, and your exam will be in July 2024.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, can you please also recommend, well, first, maybe just to ask 2 questions at one go. How this education program looks like? So there are lectures, except that this is on distance, right? There are some lecturing, there are some questions, there are some, I don't know, testing. We are provided with books, or we need to buy additional books, or how does it go? And another question is, I think that the majority of us, we work. So how do you recommend to combine work and studies?
Okay, so the course comes as a package. So once you enroll into the course comes as a package. So you'll get the online access. So the online access includes the online lectures, seminars, assignments, and mock tests. On top of that, we will be sending you textbooks and books as in hard copies to your house. Plus, you'll be getting a personal tutor for one-to-one meetings. If you have any doubts or anything, you can just book a meeting with your tutor and you can take it from there. So as I told you about the online access is pre-recorded and you can study at your own pace. But we as a company, BARBRI, we recommend our students to study 10 to 12 hours a week. But it's completely up to you because everything's pre-recorded, so you can study whenever you want. Imagine on Monday you studied 1 hour, but on Tuesday you can cover up the hours. You can study 3 hours so that you can cover up the hours. Can you repeat your second question, please?
Yeah, basically, well, again, I think that you almost covered. So I asked, was the combination of all those program, how it combines like testing, what you already answer this, and how do you recommend to combine studies and work? So
Okay, yeah. So I was forgot about this. Sorry. So our SQE 1 40-week course is basically designed for people like you who are working full time, so they can have a balance of work plus studies as well. So in that course, you have to study 10 to 12 hours a week. That is like 1.5 hours, 2 hours a day, right? So if imagine, as I told you earlier, that on Monday you just studied 1 hour, but on Tuesday you couldn't study. On Wednesday, you can cover up the hours that you have missed because everything is pre-recorded. So you can study at your own pace.
thank you. And at the end of the course, do you understand, right, that you make some tests? So just to see whether I'm prepared to this SQE exam or not.
Yeah, so there'll be mock tests that will be integrated to your personal study plan. So you can take those mock tests multiple times as you want. And once you take the mock test, you can set up a meeting with your tutor to discuss at what point you are doing good, at what point you're doing less. So the tutor will guide you that, oh, you need to work hard on contract, or you're doing really good at property law. So they will be guiding you through that.
Okay. Thank you so much. Dear guests, do you have any questions at the moment?
I just wanted to update you with one more thing that I've added my email address on the chat. And if you guys want some more information, you can follow up with me on my email. So I'll be happy to give you my meeting link so that we can book a meeting and we can go have a one-to-one meeting together.
Brilliant. Thank you, Daria. And I'll send across key dates as well, just so you have it for reference. And I'll also send you our website link for our scholarship information as well. But like Daria said, if you have any further questions or information, just drop one of us an email. I'm more than happy to reply.
Okay, then thank you so much for this webinar. It was really very interesting and very useful. I think that many of us will see you during our education process. So thanks again to everyone for joining the session, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at our next UBLN Academy webinars and roundtables. Dear speakers from BARBRI, thank you so much for your time, for your explanations, for your useful links. Well, yeah, wish us good luck with getting these keys.
Thank you so much, everyone, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Take
Thank
care.
you so much, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.